Welcome to episode 3 of the Freshman Podcast. It's your boy Josh, also known as Jay Fresh, also known as Juice. To my left, we have Tremaine, also known as Maine. Down below, we have Ye, also known as Yeski. Episode 3, Isolation. Let's get it, fellas. All right, guys have. If you guys know, we are currently in a lockdown due to the outbreak of COVID-19. The NBA has been postponed along with a bunch of other major league sports. Um, so we're gonna do a couple predictions today for the Eastern Conference based off the current standings. Just gonna give a few hot takes on who we think will be the representatives for the Eastern Conference if the league does resume. So we have the 1-8 matchup of the Milwaukee Bucks with a 53 and 12 record versus the Orlando Magic with a 30 and 35 record. Crazy to see teams make the playoffs with a losing record. The second matchup we have is Toronto. Really surprised to see that. 2 seed versus the 7th seed of the Brooklyn Nets with a record of 30 and 34. Another team with a losing record in the playoffs. All right. And the third matchup we have the Boston Celtics at the 3 seed with a 43 and 21 record versus the 6th seed Philadelphia 76ers with a 39 and 26 record. I think that's going to be a very interesting matchup. And the fourth and final matchup, we have the Miami Heat at the 4 seed with a 41 and 24 record versus the Indiana Pacers with a 39 and 26 record. A very surprising Pacers team without Victor Oladipo, still able to make noise in the East. All right, so I am going to kick it to you, BA. I want you to give us your pick for who you have coming out of the East, and I want a sleeper pick.
Well, y'all know me. I'm going with the Bucks. Definitely.
Shocker.
Definitely.
Is that a Giannis shirt you're wearing? No, never mind. Continue.
Okay. I'm going with the Bucks. We got Kawhi out of the East. Kind of disappointed last year. Disappointed last year's run to the finals, but it's really nobody to stop them this year too much. So I got Milwaukee. Sleeper pick is Toronto. I feel like Toronto got a chip on their shoulder to a certain degree because of the Kawhi thing. Everybody felt like that Kawhi was gone and that was it. Like there was no Toronto. I felt the same way. No cap. I didn't think Kyle Lowry could lead the team. But they really showed a lot of surprises this year. So I feel like that is a part of it, having that chip on their shoulder with no Kawhi, people counting them out. So that could be that's my sleeper pick to come out of the East.
I just want to address that you said there's no competition for the Bucks. I think they probably had they had those same sentiments last year, and we know what happened. But thanks for your feedback. All right, we're gonna toss to May.
All right, so I also went with Milwaukee. I just think Giannis came back better this year than he did last year.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. I think Giannis on the mission this postseason.
So are you on the Bucks bandwagon as well?
I'm not gonna say I'm on a bandwagon. I just think Giannis just came back with vengeance in his eyes. He's ready to kill this.
Okay.
But also, there's no Kawhi. KD's Kyrie most likely gonna be out. I don't see nobody stopping Milwaukee for.
No, so we're doubling down on Milwaukee can't be stopped.
Yeah. My sleepers team, I'm going Miami. I don't know about you guys, but at the beginning of the season, I didn't expect Miami to be a top 4 team. Come into the.
I didn't think they would be a playoff team.
Yeah, they definitely surprised me. I just think that they toughness, they style of play is perfect for the playoffs. I do think that if there's any team that can knock off Milwaukee, I think it'd be Miami. So.
All right. And now, you have Miami for the sleeper pick? Okay.
Yeah, we know yours now, Milwaukee. So come on, we know.
Mm-hmm. Let's get it, Josh.
Relax. I'm sorry, I don't want to triple down with the Bucks. So I have the Heat coming out of the East. Now that may be a shock to everybody, but I do feel that the emergence of Bam, along with Jimmy Butler, and Hero has been getting buckets all season, and we can't forget about Chicago's own Kendrick Nunn. He has been a big role in that team as well. And now, just a few little statistics I'm gonna throw out there. This season, Miami is 2-0 versus the Bucks and 2-0 versus Toronto, which are both the top two seeds in the East. Now, I understand the playoffs is a different story. We all know that. But I think that's a good track record to have, heading into the playoffs. The two top teams undefeated against, hey, not a bad pick in my opinion. And for my sleeper pick, if you guys don't know by now, I have a big Kevin Durant bias. Taking Brooklyn. If Kevin Durant comes back, and not sure how long this suspension gonna last for, with everything going on with the COVID, but I think if Kevin Durant is given more time to heal and kind of rehab, I don't think he's going to be at 100%, but I'll take a 60 or 70% Kevin Durant to run the tables and make it out the East. I think some of those guys on the Brooklyn's team right now, not playing with an injured Kyrie and an injured Kevin Durant, they're going to kind of develop not so much develop their game, but they're going to get a sense of how to play in some of those pressure situations. But again, the playoffs are a totally different monster. But if somebody like Kevin Durant comes back, I think he can make a big impact. He's been in the playoffs years after years, and he is a 2-time Finals MVP. So that is my sleeper pick.
So, Josh, are you taking the 60-70% KD over Giannis in the playoffs?
If they play each other?
Yeah, they meet up in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Brooklyn.
So I just got one question.
Sure.
Do you feel like, so you said, Kyrie and KD is hurt. Mm-hmm. Now, we remember, what was that, last year or 2 years ago when Gordon Hayward got hurt. And I think Kyrie was hurt, too, for most of the time. And Jaylen Brown emerged and Jason Tatum emerged. Do you feel like if Brooklyn does the same thing, is that going to break the morale of the up-and-coming, younger, talented players when KD and Kyrie get back and it's their show? Do you think it's going to hurt them in the long run?
I don't think so, because they kind of already played with Kyrie already, and I don't feel that those guys, the young guys you're referring to, they really don't. I don't really think they play the quote unquote same position like Kyrie does. I think those guys, by the time whenever season does resume, I think they understand their role, and then it's like a lot of those guys are gonna be like, "That's Kevin Durant, Finals MVP. We got to play a role. He's just not some average Joe." You know what I mean? So we'll see. Well, hopefully we'll see if the season does resume. But kind of staying on the playoff kind of track, but moving forward, just a couple quick hitters we'll just address. What do you guys think? Will Joel show up against the Celtics, or will it be the immature antics that we're used to? Talking trash on Twitter or Instagram. Eating fast food before games. I mean, what Joel do you think we're going to see?
That series, to me, is probably going to be the toughest, best first round between Philly and Boston, because I feel like Boston don't have a legit big that can guard Joel now that Al Horford is gone from Boston, because Al Horford was the biggest, defender problem for Joel the past couple of years. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. That's gonna be.
I mean, it's up in the air with Joel. You really honestly never know. You really never know. Joel changes the whole entire Eastern Conference if he comes out and play as hard as Giannis would every night. I'm not even gonna lie to you. If Joel come and play, Boston is good as cooked. If Joel doesn't come and play, that series, Boston can win it. In all honesty, so it's really up to him. You never know with Joel, so you really never know what you're gonna get. I say you might get his 100%, maybe 2 games, 3 games out of the series, but it's still a 7-game series at the end of the day. So
okay, I like to applaud you for giving up your Giannis bias. I appreciate that. You actually gave another player credit. Kudos to you, my man. All right. Kind of sticking with that series, or the East in general. What do you guys think? Do you think that Tatum can lead the Celtics out the East? I mean, we've seen him make leaps and bounds throughout the past few seasons, but this year, first time All Star, he's been putting up numbers. Like he's really coming to his own without Kyrie being there. I know Gordon Hayward is still a part of the team, Marcus Smart, some of the older veterans, but let's just be honest, Boston is his team. It's his city at this point. No Tom Brady. He's the man in Boston at the moment.
They got the easiest. Like if they knock off Philly, they got the easiest road. Like because probably like the second round could be between
Toronto
or Brooklyn. So I mean, his skill set, he could definitely get them to the conference finals. I mean, of course, I feel like Milwaukee is coming out, so he's gonna run into them, and that's gonna be a big problem for him. But if they can beat Philly, they can get to the conference finals in my eyes, to be honest.
All right. Next, quick hitter. Do you guys think that if KD did return, that he could lead the Nets out the East? I'll start this one off with my bias. Yes, yes, yes. If KD is at least 70%, he is smoking whoever boots is lined up against him. I don't care who it is, if it's Giannis, if it's Pascal Siakam, Jason Tatum, Jimmy Butler, hell, Victor Oladipo. They getting this work. But again, I think it all depends on how healthy KD is, how long the league is really going to be suspended for, and if some way, shape, or form, if Kyrie can sneak back in during these playoffs too. Oh, like I said in the prior segment, Brooklyn.
I'm going with no, but the funny thing is as much as I like talk about KD, like the reason why I feel like no, it's not even KD, it's honestly Kyrie in my eyes.
So you think Kyrie's the biggest problem? You think?
I think Kyrie is the biggest problem. I really believe that his head is just way too big for what.
You said problem. I thought you were saying like problem as in like that boy a problem. Like you
no, I mean he is a problem.
Like he's a cancer to the team. I got you.
Okay. Yeah, he's still a problem. Like I mean, I feel like his head is just way too big. You know what I'm saying? For what he got going on. I mean, it's nothing against Kyrie. He's a great player, but I just feel like his head just a little too big. But
I was gonna say I don't think one of them coming back, but even if they were to come back, I don't think they will beat Toronto in the first round. This based off, this based off KD really only gonna be 60-70%. Kyrie not gonna be full stuff, and then when they do come back together, they gotta get used to playing with one another, and then playing against a team like Toronto, who already got that chemistry down pat. I just think it's too tough for the Talents to win out that first round, and plus he didn't play no regular season game, so he gonna be put into the playoffs right away. I don't think that's a good formula for them.
Just saying, 2 Finals MVP. I mean, again, that's Kevin Durant move forward. All right. So in the 4 and 5 seed, we have Miami and Indiana. So possible Jimmy Butler, Victor Oladipo showdown. Who do you think ultimately gets the best of who, and who do you guys think will be the victor of that series?
I mean, I'm pretty sure the Heat is going to win, but but it all depends on what Victor are we getting. Are we getting like fully healthy Victor Oladipo? If so, that's a very, very tough series. I feel like he would definitely get the upper hand of Jimmy. I love Jimmy. You feel me? I love him. Great defensive player. But Victor, I mean, 100. Victor very healthy is very scary.
Problem.
That's he's actually a low key problem. I mean, but it all depends on what Vic you getting. But I still feel like the Heat got enough weapons and firepower to pull it out. But yeah.
I'm gonna say, yeah. I also agree with that. I just think Jimmy. Well, I just think Victor is not fully healthy, and it's gonna take him some time to get back to 100%. And I also think Miami got too much power. So
Yeah. Me personally, I think in a head-to-head matchup, I think Victor is going to win just based off the fact that I think that Miami is a more balanced kind of scoring attack. I know that Sabonis was an All-Star this year. I don't think that they're going to defer to him down the stretch. I think they're going to defer to their superstar Oladipo. So I think he's definitely going to get his numbers, but ultimately I see the Heat coming out of that. Like I said, I think it's going to be a more balanced offensive attack from the Heat. Jimmy's going to get his buckets. Bam's going to get his. Very going to be very kind of intrigued to see what Iguodala does bring, and as well as Hero and Dunn. So again, I just think it's going to be a way more balanced attack. The Heat are going to win that series, in my opinion, but I think Oladipo is going to put up video game numbers. Next, quick hitter. Can Toronto return to the finals without Kawhi Leonard? What do you guys think?
Okay, I can start this one off. I don't think they're gonna return back to the finals. Like, yeah, they doing great in the regular season, but if you really look at their numbers, when they play teams like playoff teams, they records under 500.
Okay.
I just don't think what they doing in regular season is going that as well in the postseason. Even though they do got that championship experience, I just think that's where Kawhi really, made his imprint. So I don't think they're gonna return.
He pushed him over the hump in some of those situations.
Exactly. So.
I mean, they're my sleeper. So, I mean, I feel like that first series they can win. Second series, they depending on who comes out, like they should be able to win that. It all depends on if they can stop Giannis. Because if you can stop Giannis, I don't really know who else you can go to as the Bucks that's really just gonna get a bucket. In all honesty,
Chris Middleton,
he's
4-3.
He's gonna be the key, man.
Yeah.
Like I said,
I'll tap in really quick. My answer is no, hell no. I don't see them. I don't see them coming out the East. I have a lot of respect for Spicy P, as well as Fred. I'm not gonna talk about the other guy, but those two guys I think are real hoopers. But I just don't think that they have enough. Yes, they have the championship experience, but you legit lost your go-to man down the stretch to the Clippers. He was the X factor. He was the key factor in beating the Sixers and the Bucks. So I mean, without him, I don't know. I don't know how you make up or replace that production. So I don't see them coming out of the East. Now, could they make it second round, possibly Eastern Conference Finals? Possibly, but finals, nah, I don't see it. Now the next one is very interesting. I would love to see the Vegas odds on this one. Do we see Orlando winning the game in the series against the Bucks, or is it a 4-0 sweep?
gonna say
All
this.
right, y'all. This
Where's my
next
broom at?
episode.
Where's my broom at?
We're cut. That's the
Where's my broom? I need a broom.
Let's get
Let me
them
get my
guys
broom.
on. Let's get them guys on out of here. You know, let's look.
Hey man, I think that them odds in Vegas right now for them to win a game. This man really brought a
You got
boom.
the bro.
You gotta relax. You gotta relax.
Hey man.
Hey man,
I feel
Aaron
sorry
Gordon
for
might come out. You know,
I feel
get
sorry
to
for
have a nice
Orlando.
little game.
You're not winning the game. You're
Okay.
not winning the game. I believe they stole a game last year. I think DJ Augustine went off for like almost 30.
This is what I'm saying. Everybody, for example, like you two, will count them out, sweep
What?
this, sweep that, and they come crazy. Hey,
What's the odds on DJ Augustine scoring 40 again?
I don't know, but
I
would put some money down in Vegas. I would put some money
man.
down in Vegas. I
Nah,
would take a nice $100, put it down on them winning a game.
Shit, I made that bet in a heartbeat.
That's over with. No
All right,
games.
all right,
I'm sorry,
all right.
Orlando. No games.
Okay.
Do something.
Well, Jonathan Isaac got the player, and they don't have no scoring, man.
Hey man,
Nobody can put the ball in the
We'll sleep
hole.
on the Magic. All right, they're in the playoffs for a reason. Okay, y'all sleep. Augustine come up with another 40 pieces. It's gonna be right.
Next subject. Let's go.
All right. It's sad. The Milwaukee bias on this podcast, it has to stop. It just has to stop. Really sad. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and transition to one of my favorite segments on the show. We have the better now or better in 3 years. We're going to start it off with a comparison of one of the players that we mentioned earlier in the podcast. We have Joel Embiid versus Nikola Jokic. I like to start this one off. So for right now, I think Joel has the edge. He has a whole lot of potential, but I just don't think that uh, his maturity level and just his overall just dedication to the game is gonna allow him to reach that potential. So for later, I chose the Joker. Just to run you guys through the quick numbers. Right now, for the most part, Joel has an edge in a lot of categories. He's averaging 23.4 points this season. The Joker is at 20.2. Joel's averaging 11.8 rebounds. The Joker's at 10.2. So they're both averaging a 20 and 10, however you want to say it, or 20 and 10, and one is at 23 and close to 12. Joel is averaging 3.1 assists a game. The Joker is at 6.9 assists a game. Now, this kind of shocked me. And this could be due to the games missed or Joel is shooting 47% from the field, and the Joker is shooting 52.8% from the field. Free throws are pretty dead even. Joel's at 81% and Joker's at 81.3%. So definitely hats off to them on that free throw percentage for them being bigger guys being able to knock you down at an 81% clip from the line. One of my main reasons for choosing the Joker later on is just I don't think Joel can stay healthy. It seems that every season is some type of issue or injury that's kind of holding him back. I also think that he just won't mature. It's like he's always into it with somebody on social media or he's into it with somebody in the game. He's picking up technical fouls. It's just like, dude, you have potential to be one of the best bigs ever, but it's just like you just aren't living up to your potential. And I also feel that if the Joker could kind of get a little bit more, I'm not gonna say athletic. He just needs to work on his overall physique, but he has the skill set for a big dude. He can set up your offense. Definitely the best passing big in the league right now, hands down. Um, I think that at times in the playoffs he got gassed and he wasn't able to perform for long periods of time. So I think once he gets that physique right and he kind of figures it out some more, I definitely think he's going to be the number one center in the league. Which one of you guys like to type in next?
I can. So I went with Joel now and Joel in 3 years.
Double down.
Double down. Based off, I just think Joel's a better two-way player than Jokic right now. He's a better scorer, better rim protector. And yeah, like I guess a point that I also agree with the fact that he's inconsistent, but when he's on top of his game, he got the potential to be one of the best big men to play the game. Also, I will say, like you said, Jokic is the best passing big man in the league, hands down. I just think that's about it. But I just think in 3 years from now, what we seeing out of Jokic and what we seeing out of Joel right now, what we gonna see in 3 years. I just think Joel is the better overall player right now. But I will say, go ahead, my bad.
Step in real quick. Now you mentioned that Joel is a better scorer. I just want to throw this out there. Is he truly a better scorer, or is it that he is deployed for Philly as a scorer? Yes, Denver has a point guard in Jamal Murray, but the offense is ran through the Joker. You know, he's more of their facilitator. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So could that be a reason why we consider Joel to be a better scorer?
Yeah, but no at the same time. Because when you look at like the post moves of what have his ability to create space for a big man, get off his jump side, shoot the three. I don't think really Jokic has shown that ability to score like Joel can. I obviously, like you said, the offense is run through him, but I don't think the Jokic can score in all those type of ways that Joel can.
All right, yeah, go ahead, tap in.
I got Joker now, Joel later.
Okay.
Jokic now is just, I mean, he's basic. In my eyes, he's basically like one of the best big men in the league. I mean, he can score, he can shoot. Definitely the best passing big man in the league. Like, he almost passed better than some guards in the league.
Yeah.
Joel now is just, I mean, his numbers are going to look good, but we know he could do so much more. We know he could be so much better. It's like he's just up and down, clowning the whole entire time. Like,
the potential was there.
He definitely got the potential. That's why I got him in 3 years. I mean, I feel like, 3 years, a man's mindset can change, you know what I'm saying, for the better. Or for the worse, but I feel like
2.0.
This is facts. I feel like it could get better, you know what I'm saying? And if if Joel just actually play the game at 100%, no antics, no nothing. I feel like half of his injuries is because of his foolishness that he does. I mean, we see this man eating hamburgers on the side, getting stretched out. Like, who does that? Like, is that like a thing? Like, I just feel like him now doesn't stack up. I mean, the numbers, yeah, they're gonna look great, but I know the Joker is gonna give me that every single night. His numbers. I look at Joel and I'm like, oh yeah, you can go off for 40 this game, but next game you mess around and give me 2. Like, you just never really know him, but I feel like in 3 years it could definitely change. But here's the thing. I just want to throw this. What if, since you made the point about Joker's body, what if he had Joel's body?
If the Joker had Joel's body? Like, are we saying like injury prone, or are you just saying like
No,
be more dominant? You talking about
just the physique, being able to run up and down the court, you know what I'm saying?
Joker hands down. I gotta worry about you booming on me or dropping a dime? Oh, it's an ugly sight.
But the thing is, y'all think he ever gonna get that type of,
No, not at all. No,
I definitely think he can become a better version of himself. I don't think he's ever gonna.
Yeah, he could probably lose a few pounds and put on some muscle, but I feel like he's just gonna always like be that. That's his body type.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
that
saying?
chunkier build. He's not.
Yeah, that's just his body
true.
type. But
Yeah.
but yeah, him now, Joel, 3 years.
No,
Don't
yeah.
disappoint me, man. Don't disappoint me, Joel.
Hey, Joker, you keep doing your thing out in Denver. All right, man. All right, moving forward. This one I was waiting on. We got a very interesting one. All right. We have Luka Doncic versus Trey Young. I'm gonna have Maine lead this one off.
Knew this was coming.
I thought Trey Young, was his guy, but
He is my guy,
I don't know, man. I don't know. You go ahead and speak for people on this one. Though. I gotta see how we feel.
All right, okay. As you know, everybody knows Trey Young is my guy. Love the way he played, but I just gotta keep it, be honest with it. I just think Luka does everything better than Trey Young right now. In terms of scoring, in terms of getting his teammates involved, the way he can change the whole game. I just think that Trey doesn't elevate his teammates, his team the way Luka does right now. And we also got to look at
look at you, bro. It's an evil world.
That's my boy, but the fact that Luka is doing all this in his second year, and in the West, he's an MVP candidate right now.
All right.
Whereas Trey Young is in a lesser conference right now. One would say, don't have his team in the playoffs. I think if you switch Trey Young and Luka, I think Luka would have the Atlanta Hawks 7-8 seed in the East right now, and I don't think the Mavs will be in the playoffs. I think they'd be like 9th, 10th seed, but I don't know if they'd be doing as good as Dallas.
All right.
And also 3 years from now, I just think Luka is going to be in the MVP discussion, All NBA, whereas Trey Young is going to be All NBA, All-Star type of guy. But I just think in 3 years from now, Luka's going to be in the conversation as one of the best players in the league.
So you double down on Luka.
Yeah.
Hey Trey, when you watch this, man.
Trey, you my boy though. So shout out to you.
I was heartbroken for you. I couldn't believe it. He was rocking with you before the Oklahoma days, and now it's just like I don't know what happened.
You still the day one.
People change up, bro. It's all good. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and weigh in on it. Right now, I think that Luka is a better player. I think that as far as team success, yes, the Mavericks are in the playoff picture. The Hawks are not. I think that they are with the Capella trade adding some complementary pieces around Trey, but I just think at the moment they're just not there yet, and he's gonna need a little bit more help for him to fully flourish. Now, just run a couple numbers by you guys. I think everybody's really infatuated with the new thing, the next thing on the block, whatever you want to say. So right now, Trey's averaging 29.6, Luka's averaging 28.7. Steals are pretty even, 1.1 steals a game for each. Now everybody kind of, I think they champion Luka for all his no-look passes, but I feel that the Mavericks have a better cast around him, and he's averaging 8.7 assists, and Trey's averaging 9.3. And that's what guys, no disrespect, his running mate is John Collins, and I just feel that what's his name, Cam
Reddish.
Yes,
yeah. he's just really inconsistent, and he hasn't really just the hype's around him out of Duke. I just expected way more, and I don't think he's living up to it at the moment. I just think that once that Trey gets that real supporting cast that's kind of built around him, I'm not gonna say that the Hawks are gonna win the championship, but I think that the Hawks will make the playoffs. And just to get back to the numbers real quick, Luka has the upper hand in rebounds, 9.3, 4.3. I mean, shit, Trey might be 6 feet. The NBA kind of inflates the height. He's not that big. Field goal percent, Luka has the upper hand right now as well. 46%, Trey shooting 43. Now from the 3, Trey shooting 36%. Luka's at 31. Um, I just see that once I don't think he's ever gonna get any like bigger as far as height, but I think that once that Trey adds a little bit more muscle, he already has a shooting touch. He already can pass. I just think he just needs a team that's catered around his play style and some guys that can go out and get a bucket themselves. And once that, I think he's gonna flourish. I don't think that Luka had a sophomore slump, but I think that once these teams start getting more kind of film around him, I I hate to say exposed, but I don't think there's gonna be that much hype around Luka. He may be an all-star, but man, I have to totally disagree with you talking about all-time great. Nah, I don't see it, man. I don't see it. I could be wrong, but I can't down that hill. I don't see it. But that's where I stand on it. Yeah, go ahead and tap in.
I got Luka.
Another double down. This is sad.
Trey.
Which one is Luka and which one is Porzingis?
You said which one is Luka and which one is Porzingis?
Yeah, you two.
Oh, Porzingis is me.
He's Porzingis. He's definitely Porzingis.
That's sad.
Main is Porzingis. Porzingis, if you watch this, y'all need to like talk this out in the back room because it's bad. But I got Luka and Luka. I mean, it's nothing that he really cannot do. Like, man, pass, he rebounds, he scores. Like, not a defensive player, but I mean, since he's what 6'6", is he 6'6"?
Luka,
Somewhere in that range,
or something like that. Like,
he's like 6'7", yeah, 6'6",
6'7". You put him at the point guard position. If he wants to dedicate himself to working on defense, it could be a bad matchup for a smaller guard, like somebody like Trae Young, who is 6 feet tall, like give or take. But yeah, Luka can do it all. Trae, I just feel like he's a real short guard, and it's kind of hard in this league to be very successful being just that small with no weapons on your team around you, especially when you're the primary ball handler. But yeah, I don't see Trae Young ever being a defensive player. I mean, I don't see Luka being one either, but I mean, him being taller helps his case more. I feel like Luka will be more successful in the playoffs than Trae Young. I don't see Trae Young making the playoffs more than 5 times in his career at all. Maybe if you get a bunch of help, but if you just leave Trae Young and he's just there in Atlanta, it's just going to be the same thing every year. He's going to be the star, the town at the topic, but they're going to win like 10 games a year like they really might do now. So, but, I mean, I love Trae, though. He's a flashy point guard. I love Trae, but Luka to me just has the potential to have more of